If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and a another cutting tutorial. Today we are cutting out the Wayfarer 2.0 style one. Now I don't have a bag to show you as I've never made this bag before, but I have made the smaller version, which is the Wayfarer sling bag, which is this one. This one is actually style number 2 because it's got the 2 pockets. This large one that I'm making is just style 1, so it's only got the 1 zipper compartment. So it is a much larger version than this. We will compare them at the end of the video to see the difference in size for sure, but just to give you an idea of what we will be making. So there are so many different things that you can do with this pattern. A few things I will be leaving out. There's the optional bottle pockets. I will not be putting the bottle pockets on the side. This one I'm cutting out is actually a birthday present for my brother, so I know he won't utilize those bottle pockets. There's also an option that for the sling back here, you can actually split it with the zipper and make it a backpack as well. I will not be doing that in this video. I do plan on making the Wayfarer 2.0 style 2 video eventually down the road, so on that one I will definitely do the strap that way when I make that second version. But for this one, it's just going to be a sling back like this one. What else? I think that is all I am leaving out. I'm just kind of looking at my list here. Yeah, just the bottle pocket. I'll be doing everything else that's in the pattern for that. Materials I'm going to be using for this, I'm going to be doing a dual color. So just like this one, it's dual color, but for the one I'm making, the only color I'm going to be changing up is I'm going to do these pockets in the back one color and the bottom one color, and then the rest the main color. So let me show you what fabrics I'm going to be using. So for my main color, I'm going to be using the Luxxe. Oh my gosh, I'm just in love with this vinyl. This is the Luxxe Pewter vinyl from Galaxy Customs. It's beautiful. It's suede-like. The other one is made in the same vinyls. It just is so perfect for this bag. So this is going to be my main color. My accent color, which is going to be the pockets and maybe the bottom and the gusset, I'm thinking, is going to be in this ebony color. This is also the Luxxe vinyl from Galaxy Customs. I'm going to be using matte black hardware from Emmaline bags. My lining fabric, I special ordered this from Spoonflower for my brother. My brother loves video games. He actually is a programmer of video games, so works for a big company. I can't say what it is, but it is a big company. So I ordered this from Spoonflower. He loves purple, so I think this is going to be great. This one, I will just show it to you. This is the label here on Spoonflower. So now I did not order enough of this to do the whole bag, so my main lining pieces will be with this, and then I'll be doing my pocket pieces in just a plain black quilting cotton. So that is what I'm using. Again, my zippers, actually everything, all my hardware is from Emmaline bags for this one, all done in matte black. Interfacings, this bag is awesome because it calls for very minimal interfacing. My cotton pieces, I will be backing with Fuse Lite, which is a medium woven interfacing. I get mine at Emmaline bags. It's similar to SF101 or Woven Fuse or what have you. So if you're using cotton, make sure you're backing your pieces with that. You can definitely do the exterior in cottons as well. Make sure you just back those cotton pieces with woven interfacing. Besides that, as I'm looking, there is some foam in it, but only on the back panel and in the sling straps. So very minimal foam. This is a bound finish bag. Don't be scared of binding. Binding is your friend. I am a lover of binding. The smaller bag, I have a tutorial out. You can check it out. And that is done completely birth method. You can definitely do it birth method if you prefer. It's completely up to you. So again, this pattern is so incredibly versatile because you can do it birth if you preferred birth. I have bad carpal tunnel in my elbows and my wrists, so birthing is just not my friend. binding is my friend. So this one I will be doing with the binding finish. If you want to see an example of a birth finish, definitely go and watch my Wayfarer sling tutorial. I will try to remember to link that below. I won't promise I will, but I will try to remember. And I do that one completely burst. So if you need to see how to do that, this one will be partially birthed and then finished with binding, and you'll see what I mean as we get along. Okay, so let me get this all situated and then we will get to cutting this bag. Okay, so the first thing I did is I went through my pattern pieces to plan out what colors I wanted with what colors for my exterior, and I've placed those pattern pieces with the corresponding color. So I'm going to put this gray one aside for now, and we are going to start with my accent color. So in this black, I am going to be doing the large main panel. Now I'll show you where they are on this bag. This bag is different though, because they do go together slightly different. So this large main panel is actually where this pink pocket is here. This one has, unlike this one, it has a base and a gusset. So if you're thinking right here, that's where this pink is here and across the bottom over to the other side. I'm doing that part in black. Another thing I'm doing a little bit different is for this pocket, it says lining front. I am actually not going to use the lining fabric for it. I did the same in this one where I used vinyl on the other side. So I'm actually going to have the front of it gray and the back of it I'm going to do in the black vinyl, just so you kind of have an idea what I'm doing. So what I like to do is I have my cutting chart here, my air erase pen, and as I've finished something, I cross it off with this pen, and then by the time I go to make another one, the pen marks are all gone and you don't have to do any work. So I'm going to work myself through this list, crossing it off. I like to draw out all of my pattern pieces on the wrong side of my vinyl before I cut. The reason I do that is so say I didn't have enough vinyl, if I had arranged my pieces a little bit differently, I would have been able to fit them all on or what have you. So I do that with all of them. I like to have very minimal waste, especially with how expensive vinyls are. So I like to make sure I have enough. So because usually I would just use a regular pen, but because these vinyls have darker outsides, I'm just going to use my Tandy Leather white pen here. Actually, I have a Lauren pen from Marmino. Let me use that one instead. Let's see if that shows up on here okay. I'm just seeing which pen. No, I'm going to use my Tandy Leather one. Maybe. Let's go with the Marmino pen, the So Whatever pen. Okay, so I'm going to start with my large main panel. So I need to have one exterior piece on here. So I am going to go ahead and draw this out. Now you're going to see that I'm going to try to draw out. I always try to leave, for some reason, thinking of future projects, if I can leave 4 inches up the opposite side without having to use it, that can be a crossbody strap in a future project with this, just trying to get the most of my vinyl. If I have to use it all, of course I'll use it all, but I'm going to start drawing this out, leaving that top kind of blank so I can use it as a crossbody strap for a different project. So I'm going to draw out one of these. Is that going to show up there? Yeah, it does. You might not be able to see my drawings here. It's really, really faint. Again, I am filming this live, so you will hear background sound, unlike my tutorials where I do voiceover to avoid as much as I can. So you will hear street noise and all that, so I hope that is okay with everybody. Don't know if you can see my markings there, but I do have it all drawn out right there. So that is one, so I can go on my sheet here and I can cross that out. This is large main panel, exterior cut 1. I'm going to cross that out there. I am going to change my other pen because I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Definitely can see it better. Okay, I can see that one though, so that is okay. I'll draw it out again just so you guys can see it better. Now, cutting isn't my favorite thing in the world to do. I like to get right to the fun sewing, but that's okay. We all have to cut at some point in time. You guys see that a little bit better? I think you can. Now, if you're going to go on the back of your vinyl with a regular pen, make sure it doesn't show through to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside for now. I'm going to go to my next piece, which is my lining front top. And I'm going to stick this right here, kind of lining up the straight edge of the bottom here. And then again, that's less cutting you have to do because you can cut along that line all at the same time. So yes, in the pattern, this piece is a cotton piece, but I'm doing it in vinyl. Just because I think I'm going to like the look of that better. So many different color combinations you can do. I've seen this in just one solid color and it is gorgeous. I've seen it in 3 or 4 colors and it's amazing. I've seen it in cotton prints and it looks great. This is such a great pattern. All 4 different styles are amazing. Okay, so that's my lining front V. Yeah, you guys can see that there. So I'm going to take my list and I'm going to cross that off. I cut one lining of that, lining front top it's called. Set that aside. I don't have too many pieces to cut. I think I can fit this in here as well. Again, just trying to see where things fit without wasting too much. Just want to see where my 4-inch line is. Oh yeah, so I'll be able to definitely save some room for future projects. So I'm going to draw my base, which I'm also doing in black, right about here. Make sure you don't get your selvage on the side because you don't want to have that showing. Now she does also provide the measurements, so if you don't want to use the pattern piece and you are a ruler measure, I actually usually am, but for purpose of this video I'm doing the vinyl pieces with the pattern pieces. Some of them I will be using ruler measurements instead when we get there, and then it kind of shows everybody, the best of all worlds to everybody. Usually for rectangular pieces I don't print them off, I prefer to save the paper and I just use my ruler. But yeah, this pattern is great because she gives you both the, and I'm just going to write base on there so I know that's the base. She gives you the option of having the pattern pieces as well as the measurements. So you can do it however you like. So that is the base piece done. So let's find that one. That was E3. I've cut the exterior. And now I just have this wide gusset. So this one is on the fold, and I don't want to waste. I think I'm going to do it right here. And draw it out, if it'll fit. So the way I do on the fold is I draw out the first half. And then right where this fold line is here, I just do like little notches, or not notches, I just do little lines on the side there so I know where to line my pattern piece up when I go to flip it over. So then I flip it over, and then where those 2 little notches are there, I line this up. Do you know what? I've cut with this piece before. It's a little uneven. I have to redraw that because I've used this piece for some other things, so it didn't quite go all the way across. So let me just draw that out again. And that's another reason to draw things out, because sometimes if your vinyl piece is uneven because you've used it for other projects or what have you, like there, I would have been cutting off a whole corner of it. If I had just gone in with my rotary cutter or scissors and cut it, I would have been crying right about now. So Again, that's why I like to draw my pieces out. And you know what? My pen just ran out. No, I need more of those. So I'm back to this pen, which I can see, but you just can't see it as great on camera, so I apologize. Actually, I think this pen's run out too. Darn. We are switching to a chalk pencil. Usually I use a Bic pen. Nothing fancy, but with this backing, I just can't see it. Okay, flip over, match up where those little two tabs are, where that fold is, and finish drawing it out. I'm all the way at the end of my table here. I don't think you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just tracing it around. Okay, so that is all of my pieces in black. So now I can go ahead and grab my rotary cutter and we can cut this out. So you can cut with scissors as well. I am a rotary girl, so I'm just going to go ahead . Okay, so that's my wide gusset. And then I take the pattern piece and I just use a hair clip to put it to it. And because we still have to cut our interfacing and our lining for this one, I put this back into the to be cut bin. So I have one bin which is all my finished, like all my pieces that are all done cutting, not needing any other. But this one, because we are going to need a lining piece, I'm going to put it back over here in my still to be cut bin. Okay, so that is my lining. So this one, I will not need to cut interfacing for this because I've used vinyl. There's no other pieces to cut for this piece, so I can put this in my finished cutting pieces. So I don't have to cut anything else for that, so that'll go in that bin. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly trim this up so I can get rid of my excess vinyl out of the way so you can see what I'm cutting. So this is what I was saying. So we have all this leftover vinyl, and because I left that whole length, that ensures that I have a crossbody strap for another project if needed. So whenever I can, I try to leave a long length there because crossbody straps do take up a lot of the a lot of vinyl on a project. So if you've got a scrap bin going and you can make crossbody straps out of it, it's a win, trust me. Okay, so let me just roll this out of the way. I actually already know what I'm using that one for, so I went and put it in that project bin for when I start that. Okay, so here's my base piece. Grab my pattern piece and my base. It's just for one exterior, so I don't have to cut anything else for this, so I'm going to put this in my finished cutting bin. Okay. And then my main body piece. Okay, and this one says I am also going to need to do a lining piece, so I will put this in my more pieces to be cut bin. So really, this here is all the scrap we had left over from this color. Like, how amazing is that? I'm just going to double check that I got everything here. Oops, I have my computer sound on. I apologize for that. Got my wide gusset bottom. I forgot to cross that out, and my E3 piece base is done. Lining top is done, and I just never want to forget any pieces, so I always make sure I mark them down. And my E2 is done. Okay, so that's everything for that color vinyl. I'll clean this up and then we'll come back and we will work on the gray. Okay, so now I have my gray here. Now I do have some scrap which I'm going to use up first. So I'm going to put my main away. As you see, this scrap I actually left enough for a long crossbody, but we might be using it up with this. We will see. Okay, let's see what will fit on this one. So I've switched now to a white marking pencil because all of my silver ink pens have died. Makes me sad. So I'm just going to kind of see if I can fit this anywhere. Nope, that's going to have to go with that one. Do you know what? We're going to put this one aside and save it for a crossbody strap for later because I don't think any of the pieces are going to fit. So I always grab stuff from my scrap pile first if I'm using similar colors to make sure, see if I can use them up. Again, I like to use very, very minimal waste. Okay, so here we go. So you can see this will work for an 18-inch roll. Trying to see how these will go on here. Okay, we're going to attempt to do it again to get another, just me thinking future. So this one says it's a back panel. We need an exterior. So I'm going to hold this down and I'm going to draw it out, make sure I'm far enough away from my selvage as well. And draw it out. This pencil you're going to be able to see much better. This is actually my quilting pencil. This is what I draw my quilting lines on my vinyl with usually. It's from Galaxy Customs as well, this pencil. White marking pencil. So this is the back side of the bag. So this is what will be against your back when you're carrying it. Okay, so that's drawn out. Ouch, hit my knee. So we'll mark on our paper here, G main back panel. Set that aside. These are all of our pieces, so let's see what we can fit along here, which ones will go best. So this one, I'm thinking I'm going to put right here because I can kind of sandwich around this side here, and then I can actually, I'll be able to like get a piece out of there as well. Hey, actually let's draw this piece first. So this is the Wayfarer, the piece F. I'm going to, because it's actually going to attach to the bag right at this point, I'm going to line up that line right there and draw that out. And just trying to get the most of my vinyl as I can. This probably does take a little bit of time, but I mean, it does save money in the long run. So top strap tab piece F, I can cross off. Oh, we need 2 of those. So I will draw the second one in a moment, because I want to draw this on first, just because it goes around this piece so well. Okay. So of course, if you are using a fabric that is directional. Make sure you have your pieces situated in the right way, that it's going the right direction, so your print isn't upside down. So what this piece is, I will show you here in a moment on the other bag, is that flap that's going to come up and over that main section. So it is this part of the bag, but this one has a different zipper that's right here that we will be installing in it, that goes right here. It's different than the sling size, so that's why it's a little bit of a different shape. Okay, so that's all drawn out. We can set that aside. I'm not going to draw the second one of those just yet. I'm going to see what else I have to do here first. Okay. This piece here, so the wide gusset top, I'm actually going to put it along this side here, and then I'm going to utilize this space to cut some of the smaller pieces out of it. Okay, so I'll draw that one out. So this is piece E1. Sure, you can also put pattern weights down on this to draw them out. I'm just really careful. Okay, so that's E1. There's our cutting list. Let's make sure we're keeping up with that. So I've done E1 is done. What was this other piece? Exterior front top is done. Okay. Wide gusset top I've already marked off. I'm just trying to see. So what this part here is, the wide gusset top, I'm trying to see. So this is slightly different. I believe it's this piece right here, but it's different pattern than this one. So I know this is where that zipper compartment is going to go around. Okay, set that aside for now. I'm going to draw my second one of these right here. Oh no, right here. This will work really good right here. So we need two of these top strap tabs. We drew one here. I'm going to draw another one here. There's Dexter saying hi to everybody. He doesn't bark very often. That's my puppy. Okay. So that was the net cut 2 of the F. Yep. These are the other pieces we have to work in. So we need 4 of these little strap anchors. So I'm going to use some of this negative space here and draw out 4 of these in random holes to use up as much of the vinyl as I can. This one, can I fit one? Oh look, I can fit one right here. So that'll be 2. What else do I got? I can put one right here and share a line, so that's less cutting. Three, and I'm actually just going to draw the 4th one along that one. Okay, so that's my 4 strap connectors, piece J's or strap anchors right there. Actually, I'm not doing, oh yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, next pieces. So there's my sling strap. I've got these little zipper tabs here. I need 2 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and draw those here. I know it looks like a hot mess, but this is just how I try to use every little bit I can with very minimal waste. It's kind of like a puzzle in a way. That's one. I'll put this one right here because we're not going to find much that'll fit in that space. 2. That's my 2 A5s. Okay. What else we got going on here? Okay, I got my front bottom piece and I'm going to put it right here. I'm just going to put it right along here. So this is another piece that's different than the sling size. So there are slight differences between the two, even though they look similar. So that's my A2 bottom. A2 front bottom. Okay. Let's continue on. Okay, what's my other piece? Okay, for these other ones, I'm actually going to bring out my other scrap piece and use it up, I think. Let me see. Yes, because it will definitely take almost a whole... No, we'll just keep going with this one. Again, this is just how my brain is working. So I am not going to be able to save a crossbody strap's worth. I'm going to be using up too much of this vinyl, so that's okay. Not the end of the world. You must all think I'm crazy for thinking that way. But sometimes that crossbody strap is something like if you only have 12-inch rolls, that crossbody strap, if you have extra of it somewhere, that can save having to buy a whole other roll for another project, right? So, okay, so this is my front pocket piece, A3, exterior, A3, front pocket. And now we just have our straps to draw out. So I'm going to go back over here. We will see. Maybe I'll be good. No, I won't be good. Okay. Okay, sling strap. Sling strap. I'm not sure what this piece is, but it's a weird sling strap. 8 by 18. Let me figure out what this one is. Convertible strap. Okay, so on here you're choosing between a convertible strap or a sling strap. So I am not doing the convertible strap, so I'm going to leave this one out of the way. And I am going, because I don't need this one, because I'm going to do the sling strap. So let me grab this piece here and see if I got a piece big enough. So this is one 8 by 18. Okay, I am going to use this scrap piece, I think. No, I won't. I am not knowing what I'm doing. So I'm actually going to use my ruler for this, because this is one of those ones where it's a fold and a fold to get the size that you want. And I don't like to fold vinyl because it doesn't end up being a very accurate cut. So I'm going to go by the measurements that are on that pattern piece. So check your pattern piece and draw it out as per what it says. So I'm going to start. Is that going to fit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness, so close. Okay. It's not going to work over here because I got those in the way. And this is where those pattern things. So I think I'm going to end up drawing through these ones to get this piece on. But that's okay, because we need it to be, we will see. We might be okay. I'm not giving you the pattern. I know you can probably see what I'm doing here, but follow your pattern piece for the measurement. And I'm just double checking mine. Okay, so that's 6. Oh yeah, it'll fit right here just fine. All right, so that is my sling. So yes, at this point you have to decide which strap you're doing. This is for the sling strap. Again, this is slightly different than the other one, which is why it had me a little confused as well. So I'm not doing this one. Sling strap cut 1, which I've done. And then we just have the foam, and we did the strap anchors. If I was doing miscellaneous pockets, those are all in linings. Unless you're doing the bottle holders, then you may want to do them in your exterior fabric. So now we can go ahead and we can cut this all out. Then put it with your corresponding pattern pieces. So this is my sling strap. I do not need any other fabric, so this can go in my already cut pile. And you don't have to cut with a rotary cutter. Again, I have carpal tunnel and scissors just really hurt me, so this is why I use this. So this is my front pocket. It also says we are going to need a lining piece. So I'm going to put these together and then put them over in my needing to cut other pieces pile. You can see the minimal waste we're having by drawing it out. Again, it's just how Brandy, myself, that's a Brandy thing. This is how I like to do it. Curious to know. Put down in the comments how many of you draw out your fabric or your pieces on the back of your fabric. I'd like to know. Coco says hi. Okay, hi Dexter. We got Mr. Dexter right here at my feet. Grab my pattern piece, and I see on my pattern piece I'm going to need to cut a lining as well, so we'll put this in the cut more pieces pile. Oops. set that aside for now because I got more friends for that one. Same with this one. So I want to keep them all together. Put that one aside for now. And go all the way up. Put that with that one and that one too. Tabs. Oh, Dexter, don't sit on my... Better turn my machine off. He's right by my pedal. His puppy doesn't usually hang out in here with me, but he is right now. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 connector pieces. These don't need anything else, so they will go into my bin of finished cutting pieces. It's my 2 zipper tab pieces. Now this one says that we are going to need 2 lining pieces, so it will go in the other bin. Hey, Dexter baby. He's licking my foot. Hi, baby. Here's a good boy. Okay, so pattern piece for this is right here. And this one says we just need an exterior, so this one is done. One, 2. There's my top piece. And I've lost the pattern piece for this one apparently. Oh no, it's right here. So put those together. Don't need anything else, so that can go in the to be done or the already done bin. And we're almost there. Coco says hi. Okay, so this is my back panel. So it says we need, oh, right here, it's 2 things here. So 1 exterior, 1 lining, and then we'll also use this piece for the gadget pocket, but that'll all be in linings, so we can put this in the to be cut more. And then my last piece here. And I'm going to go into those corners with my scissors. Okay, and this one also needs a lining, so we will put that aside as well. So for waist here, this long piece here, you can definitely get some straps or some zipper pieces or something out of it. So I will put it with my other scrap. And then all of this here, this is our waste that will be going in the garbage because I don't think I can use any of this. So I'll go clean this up and then we'll get to cutting the lining. We're almost done. Okay, so now we're on to the lining. Now this pattern calls for 1.5 yards of lining. I only ordered 1 yard of this. So what I've done is I've put all the pattern pieces that I definitely 100% need in this purple fabric, and all the other ones I've put on top of this black fabric. Now these are mostly just zipper pocket linings. This one, the front pocket, may or may not be in the black or the purple. We will see how much of the purple we have left. So I'm going to put it on this one as well. And then if we have very much of this left, then some of these pieces can be this fabric as well. But that's just how I'm going to shuffle it. I will be making my gadget pocket out of the black because I think that'll be a nice contrast with this on the inside. Maybe. We will see when we get there. Sometimes my mind changes as soon as we get there, so we will see what we do. So I'm going to put these ones that are potentially going to be in the black fabric aside, and then we are going to pull out all of these ones. Okay. Push these all aside here. Now I'm going to see, this isn't really a directional fabric, thank goodness. It's kind of all over the place, so I don't have to worry about making sure it's going in the right way too much. If it is a directional fabric, you will want to be careful which direction you're cutting. I'm not going to worry about it because we have boards going left, right, center, everywhere. Every which direction it can. Okay, so now this is something I don't draw out on my fabrics. I just go ahead and I cut out. So I'm going to take my main pieces right off the hop that I know I'm going to want. So I'm going to want 2 linings in this back panel. So I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to cut both at the same time. So I am going to fold this in half to make 2 layers. Again, I want to kind of conserve my fabric. Okay, and because I don't want to mess this up, because I am not going to have very much extra fabric after, I am going to use my pattern weights to put my pattern in place. I definitely want my interior pockets to be this color. That's why we are doing that first, the main lining parts. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I am just going to, right off the hop, cut that out, and we will decide what we're doing with that gadget pocket here momentarily once we cut out all the other purple pieces. I very rarely buy my fabric in more than 1 yard increments, so a lot of the time I am winging it like this. My zipper pockets, I usually will use a solid. I have a ton of solid fabrics in my stash, and the zipper pockets you don't really see, so why would you waste a good print on them if you don't have to, right? I can tell my rotary cutter is getting dull. Okay. Oops, I already did this wrong. It said cut 1 lining. Brandy. I'm only on this top one. 1 exterior, 1 lining, but I have cut 2. But that's okay, because I'll be able to use that piece still for... Okay, so I'm going to keep this piece out. This is potentially one of my gadget pockets, so you only needed to do 1 of these. Okay, so I am going to just set this aside for now until I figure out if the gadget pocket is going to be in this material or if it is going to be in black. So I'm going to set this to the side to the potentially to be cut. Again, I made a mistake here, but I'll be able to use this piece. Actually, I'll kind of put it aside because it may be one of the gadget pocket linings. We will see. Okay. And I keep all my mistakes in my videos because you guys learn from my mistakes, I hope, as I learn from them. So, okay, next ones that are important for this lining. This piece. We need 1 lining. Let me see something. Now I'm going to save it for the gadget pocket. Okay. So 1 piece, so I'm going to fold this out because I only need 1 layer. This is what I should have done for that other piece because I only needed one layer. And again, I'm not going to be cutting interfacing in this video, so these woven or the cotton pieces I will be backing with EB Fuse Lite or a medium woven interfacing like SF101 or what have you. I love EB Fuse Lite from Emmaline bags. Super inexpensive and amazing quality. And I only say that because I truly do love it. Okay. So now what I will do is I have another bin over here, and this will go into the to be interfaced bin. We got one exterior, one lining. We will double check on our list here. This is piece B. We got that, and we also got piece G, E, F, G. Okay. So into the to be interfaced bin. Okay, next that I want to cut out of this fabric. That has to be cut out of this fabric. We're going to be able to get the gadget pocket. I'm sure of it. Okay. So let's do our wide gusset bottom first. This one I am going to cut on the fold. I'm doing this one first just because it's a lengthy piece. And I got this section here, so I am actually going to take this kind of long piece here. I'm going to fold it up to create our fold a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So we just need one exterior and one lining of this. Cutting on the fold to make it an extra long piece. Oops, I have a little bit of the selvage there, but do you know what? That's going to get caught in the seam allowance, so that's okay. It will be seen. Okay. So this one will go in the, it's already done cut. We're going to put it in the to be interfaced. Actually, I am also going to need, I think I put my bottom piece here. Let me find it. Where did that piece go? Did the bottom piece need interfacing? Bottom, it did not. Okay, it did not need lining. Okay, so now we're going to have more than enough to do the gusset or the extra, some of the pockets in this is anyways. Okay, so I'm going to use up this little piece here, and I'm going to cut my lining piece with this. This isn't too big of a piece, so I'm just going to hold it with my hands and go ahead and cut around. And I'm not going to cut out my notches here. I will cut those notches out. Oh no, I will. Let's do it. Let's just go all in. Usually I would interface it and then cut it. The notches out. What the heck? Okay. One exterior, one lining, and this will go in the to be interfaced bin. So that was piece A2 and the lining. Okay. Now we have this one. This one is sad because it takes up so much extra space, but you know what? I might be able to use this curvy part that we did. Look at that. Yeah, we can. So I'm just going to kind of line it up here. And I think that will use up some of that space there with not too much waste. So we need one of these. This can go into the to be interfaced pile. That is E1 done. E1. Oh, and I did the gusset piece already, right? Did I forget to cross it off? Wide gusset E. I don't know if I'm coming or going most days. E2 is done. Wide gusset bottom. So that's why I mark it down on here, because sometimes you may forget to cut it, and when there's no marks, then you know you've done them all. Okay, so now we are to our pockets. Oops, I forgot to keep this with that. So I think I can. Okay, so these are the pieces I'm potentially wanting to fit in, and I am going to be able to, including the gadget. So I'm going to bring this piece back here, and for the gadget I'm going to use this one I accidentally cut. I know this is starting to look like a hot mess. So my fold line for my gadget pocket is right there. I'm going to fold this on that line. Have a good night, Riley. Everybody say goodbye to Riley. He's going to work. Now this piece for the gadget pocket is also calling for foam. I'm actually going to use a different kind of foam than I usually use, and I will show that in the tutorial. For my gadget pockets, I like to use a headliner foam rather than the Pretty in Pink So foam I usually use, but again, I'm not cutting the foam with you guys today. You will see that in the tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Already got it pretty much cut out. We need 2 of these. So I'm going to use this piece that I accidentally cut for the first one. Okay. So that's one, and now we got to find an area. Uh-oh, ooh, that was almost bad. Where'd this come from? Let's put this away. I almost cut through that piece, and it's part of our main piece. That could have been really bad. So always make sure before you cut that you're not accidentally cutting through something that you don't want to be cutting through. Okay, so I need one more piece for that gadget pocket. Now, if I can't find one wide enough, oh, I'm going to. If I couldn't find a spot wide enough, what I would have done was had the exterior as this purple, and I would have done the lining side of it in black. So it would have been 2 colors, but I have more than enough here. So it looks like the only thing that will be in black are our zipper pocket lining pieces, which is great. I didn't cut that super straight, but that's okay because it's non-directional. Till my brother watches this video. Hi Kip, if you're watching this video. Happy birthday. I hope you love your bag. He does watch my videos, so this will be after the fact, after I've given it to him, where you're going to see this video. So yeah. Hi Kip, if you see this, happy birthday. I hope we have a great weekend next weekend when I go there. Okay, so we have our 2 lining pieces, and then of course you will cut the interfacing for these on your own. And then from that same pattern piece, we have our exterior and our lining. So we can put these all together into the to be interfaced pile. Look at, like, we're really cutting it close here. Okay, so this is for that front pocket. This is what I wasn't sure I was going to have enough of this for, but I do, so we are going to use it. I'm actually going to have a little excess. We'll see if we can get some other zipper pockets out of this, but pattern does call for 1.5 meters, and spoon flower, I think they're a little bit wider than a regular meter, and then something, I'm not sure. Anyways, so I need 1 of these. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So this is for that front flat pocket. Now that is optional. You don't have to put that on. I've seen many bags done without that front pocket on there. Okay. So that was good. That can go into the to be interfaced. You should see the piles I have everywhere. Like, I have tables everywhere. Poor Tiffany, my machine Tiffany, as you all know, I'm piling stuff on her like you wouldn't believe. Okay, and now we need one of these. Not going to fit there, but it will fit right here. Spoonflower fabric is usually quite expensive. I always watch for sales. I got this one on a 30% off sale, so that was a win. Okay, so that one is done. Let's kind of update our list. We have A4 done, front pocket done, to the to be interfaced pile. I'm going to need 2 of these zipper tabs, so this is going to be really great for using up some of this scrap. I've got a little cut in the, you know what, let's go like this. And then we can cut it 2 at once. So I just folded it 2 layers so I could cut both of these at the same time to save some time. So we got our 2 zipper tabs. I do not believe, oh yes, these do get interfaced as well. Sometimes zipper tabs don't, but these ones do. And we have the vinyl ones to go with it. To be interfaced. Okay, zipper tabs. So now we're done our sling straps. Look at that. See all the crosses? So the interfacing is the only thing left to do. I will be doing that off camera. Now we just have our pockets. So we've done the 2 gadget pockets already. I'm not doing the bottle holder. So we've got 3 pieces left to cut. And guaranteed. Now if I can get the pen holder out of this, that would be cool. Where's my pen holder piece? Okay, look at this. I'm going to get my pen holder out of it. So that's kind of cool. So the pen holder / slip pocket. So I'm going to lay my pattern piece here. Again, she's got the measurements here. If you prefer to use a ruler, you can go ahead and do that. Usually that's what I do, but I'm not today. Okay, so that's one lining of that. So that is done. Into the to be interfaced pile. That's my pen pocket. Again, that pocket, I don't speak English, is optional. And then we just have our back zipper pocket and our large zipper pocket. So that would be the lining pocket and the other one. Now these are on the fold. And I definitely do not have enough. So believe it or not, I will save this much because it could be the lining for some pouches or whatever. I have a big scrap bin. Usually I would cut all these little pieces off, but I want to kind of keep them together. So this will go into my scrap bin. I may use this for my English paper piecing, quilting, or whatever, but it's a big enough chunk that I can definitely do something with it. These little ones, these will all be scrapped. Okay, so I'll throw that over there, and then we will grab my black fabric, which will be for the zipper pocket linings. Almost done. So I always have black on hand for this reason. You can see this has been cut into many times already. So we're going to cut this on the fold. Look at this. Let's clean this up. I'm a cotton girl. I don't use waterproof canvas very often. But you definitely could use waterproof canvas in this if you wanted to. That would save you on having to interface it, which is always a win as well. Okay, so I'm going to fold this up to create my fold. Go just a smidgen higher. I know it's hard to see. Placing this on the fold. I'm not going right to the end because this is uneven. I want to make sure I'm cutting this nice and even. and cut around those 3 sides. So that's cut 1. It'll be interfaced into the to be interface bin. And then 1 more. Look at this. Almost done. So this has taken us about an hour or so to cut out, which isn't too bad. I mean, this is my first time cutting it out too, and some of it I had to think and all that, so it would definitely get faster with time. Probably about another 15 minutes or so to cut out woven interfacing, and then a half hour or so to fuse it. We only need 1 of these. Again, on the fold. This bag has a lot of pieces. It really, really does. Okay, so let me get this cleaned up and then we will chat a little bit more about what I'm going to do. All right, so I have my bin of 1,000,000 pieces. Oh my gosh, it's hard to believe that this is going to turn into something. One thing that we didn't cut, and again, it's completely optional if you're doing the binding method. You could cut your 1-inch waterproof canvas strips if you're planning to do that. You can cut your own bias tape if you wanted to do that. I'm just cheating and I like to use this double folded extra wide bias tape by Taylor. And it matches my lining really well, so that is what I will be binding mine with, so I don't have to cut any of that. Anyway, so yeah, all that you have left to cut now is your woven interfacing, your foam pieces, and if you're putting some deckable heavy or Peltex in your bottom piece, you would want to do that outside of your seam allowances. Now the only other thing I'm cutting differently is the back foam piece. In the pattern it says to cut it outside of the seam allowances. I'm on an industrial machine. I'm not going to do that. I don't use a fusible foam. I use a sew-in foam. So I will be just sewing that in and then trimming down some of the foam within the seam allowance just to make it so it's not quite as thick. So, but with that being the only piece that has foam on it, it shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, so this video, my tutorial will be released tomorrow. If you're on the Publix side, it will be released tomorrow. Cutting video comes on the Friday and the tutorial comes on the Saturday. So if you're watching this, it's the Friday. Then again, you could be watching this way in the future too. So yeah, look for the look for the video and you will find it. Anyways, I hope you guys all like this. Cutting videos are new to the channel. Let me know down in the comments if you like these cutting videos. I'm trying to do them with as many patterns as I can. Some of them I can't do them with, as I can't provide measurements or what have you, or some designers just don't prefer to do that, but that's okay too. So yeah, I hope you did like this. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel further, you can always buy me a coffee. That is linked down below in the description. And yeah, I also have classes on the membership side. If you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you go and check out the membership options in case there's something that interests you, where we actually did make the sling already. So there are slowed down classes, step to step, cut to finish on how to make this as well. So if that's something you're looking for, definitely check out that membership side. Otherwise, until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Bye.